So I didn't start running until I was over 60 years old. And using the process I'm going to tell you about today, I've been able to run and complete 4 half marathons and a trail marathon. And that's really awesome for me. I'm really excited to share this with you. Welcome to The Ageless Runner. I'm Ralph. Before I talk about my training method, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button down in the corner of this video and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you so much. So I'm a hobby runner. I do it because I enjoy it. I like it. Oh, I get fitter and I like being fitter, but I really do it because I like being outside. And the longer I can run, the more I can enjoy the outdoors. Which kind of leads into why would anybody want to increase their distance? Well, there's really 2 reasons. One is personal improvement. How far you run is a great measure of how fit you are, how well you're doing, and it's a great sense of accomplishment. So another reason is doing races. Now, as I record this, we're about a year into the pandemic. Almost all races are virtual, but I'm optimistic that soon we'll have in-person races. And going out and training and accomplishing a race like a half marathon, which is my personal favorite distance, is a great sense of accomplishment. Really get a lot of satisfaction in training and running and doing a half marathon. So I'm just finishing up a 6-mile run. Let me go home, get cleaned up, and we'll get in the studio and talk about my running and training process. So increasing your distance is not a complicated process. It's pretty easy and straightforward. It involves something called incremental effort, and I use the Jeff Galloway run, walk, run method. If you're not familiar with that method, head over to his website at jeffgalloway.com to check it out. And also look at my ratio tips video, which I'll cue up at the end of this video. So over the years, I followed a 3-run process to train and accomplish half marathons and even a trail marathon. And it really involves 2 short runs and a long run. Before we get into the specifics, let's talk about some general guidelines to this process. One is have fun. This is a relaxed process. You should enjoy it. Don't take everything that I say verbatim. Feel free to flex it to meet your physical needs, your fitness level, maybe the environment, the day you're going out and running. Maybe don't do quite the same thing that I recommend. Just get the gist of it, which is increasing a little bit every week and doing 2 easy runs. So before you embark on an effort to increase your miles, you should be able to run 3 miles using the run, walk, run method without too much difficulty. Until you reach that point, don't put in any concerted effort to try and increase your mileage. So the 3rd general guideline is rest. Make sure you rest between runs. Do not run 2 days in a row. Always take a day off. Now on those days off, you can do something else. You can walk, you can bicycle, you can do strength training, but only do it to the degree that you're not overtaxing yourself, that you're letting your body recover from the runs you did the previous day. Rest is especially important if you're an older runner like me. You just need time to recover and don't push it. So I said in the beginning, my process is 3 runs a week, 2 short runs and a long run. Now the purpose of the short runs is to maintain the improvements you made during your long run, but still give your body a chance to recover from that long run. So short runs are time-based, not distance. To do a short run, do at least 30 minutes, but no more than 45. So don't worry about how far you run, get 30 minutes in. So when I run a short run, my pace is maybe 30 seconds per mile faster, sometimes 45 seconds per mile faster than when I do a long run. And the way you do this is increase the ratio of run time to walk time in the Jeff Galloway run, walk, run method. So you might add 10 to 15 seconds to your run time when you do a short run compared to your long run. Or you might reduce your walk time. You might cut 5 seconds off your walk time when you do a short run. The idea is do a little faster pace when you do a short run. The other thing you might want to integrate into your short run are fartleks. Now that's Swedish for speed play. What that means is run real fast for a very short time. When I say short, I mean like 20 seconds, maybe 30. Do 2 or 3 of those during a short run, and that'll help build up your cardiovascular health and help improve your overall fitness and endurance. However, don't do those every short run. Maybe every other short run or every 3rd short run, add some fartleks in. Now long runs is where we get into this incremental effort idea. Every time you do a long run, you're going to increase your distance by a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit to help gradually improve that distance. So long runs are distance-based. Short runs were time-based. Long runs are distance-based. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of reasons why a person might be increasing their length of run. One might be personal improvement. And if you're in that mode, I would suggest you increase your run distance every week by ½ mile or 10% of the previous week, whichever is greater. So if you're at the 3-mile mark, you might increase next week to 3.5. If you get up to around 8 miles, then you might increase your distance by 0.8 miles. I would recommend never increasing your distance by more than a mile a week. Again, you don't want to overtire yourself or risk injury. So 10% or ½ mile a week until you you reach the distance you're trying to achieve. Now, if you're preparing for a half marathon, if you're preparing for the race, you might want to be a little more aggressive, but you don't have to be. When I prepare for a half marathon, I'm usually spending about 3 months to do it, and I increase my run distance every week between a half and 1 mile. Generally, I don't go over a mile. I try to do a mile, but depending on how I'm feeling or the weather, I might do something less than that. But you want to keep increasing it until about 2 weeks before the race, you're at that 13-mile mark. And then you want to stop with long runs. You don't want to overtire yourself. You want to give yourself some rest times. Only do short runs until the race day. Now, if you want to train for a marathon, that's a special beast all on its own. I would recommend you go out on the internet and find a training plan that fits you, your fitness, your time frame, because training for a marathon could take you 6 months. So find a training plan that fits you and have at it. But again, increase your long run distance by a little bit every week. So I said earlier, the long run should be a slower pace than your short run. You want to take it kind of easy because you want to expend your energy over a long period of time. So in the world of run, walk, run, that means decreasing the ratio of run time to walk time. So you might take your run time down maybe 10 or 15 seconds an interval, or take your rest time up 5 or 10 seconds, depending on where you're at. Never walk more than 30 seconds. Jeff Galloway says walking more than 30 seconds doesn't benefit you much, but get that pace time to where maybe your long run pace is 30 to 45 seconds longer than your short run time. So a couple of suggestions on run, walk in this process. On short runs, keep your run and walk intervals the same. Don't change them during the run. If you start with 1 minute run and 30-second walk, keep that throughout the whole run. Now on long runs, you're out running longer distance, maybe you're going to go 8 miles or 10 miles. I will change my run walk intervals with time. I might get into the run and starting to feel a little tired. I might decrease my ratio, shorten my run time, or I might increase my walk time a little bit. I think that's okay. The goal here is to get the distance. Above all, get the distance. Even if you get really tired and you got to walk the last mile and get the distance, because that's what's really key. Do not worry about how long it takes you to get the distance when you're doing these long runs. Just get the distance. So a typical schedule for many people is you do the short runs during the week when maybe you're a little more compressed for time. You're busy with work or family or everything, and do the long runs on Saturday or Sunday on the weekend. That's kind of what I do. I'm retired, so I can flex that a little bit. But, do the 2 short runs during the week and do the long run on the weekend. Hey, thanks again for watching my videos. Again, if you like my videos and would like to subscribe, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. And don't forget to tick that little bell icon so you get notified when I post a new video. Thanks again for watching.